All right, let's bring on Eric Mangini, my guy. 3 rings with the New England Patriots, former Jet head coach, former Cleveland Brown head coach. You know, take me into the mind of what Mike Tomlin's thinking. So if you take out the George Pickens catch and a couple of tight end throws when Cleveland's playing prevent defense, Trubisky threw about 130 yards. They lost to a backup quarterback with one legitimate receiver, Amari Cooper. Now, it's on the road, but it's an in-division game. The players, you can see the body language of these receivers. They're like, they want the ball, and Trubisky can't get it to him. Like George Pickens is an emotional kid. His hands are in the air, and I think to myself, oh, boy, we're about one more week from a locker room fissure that nobody wants. Take me into, is he thinking to himself, hey, I know I'm moving off Trubisky, but I don't want to have Pickett face Buffalo and then Tom Brady. That's going to be overwhelming because once I go to him, I'm going to him. What do you think Tomlin's thinking?
Well, it's a little bit more difficult just because Mitch Trubisky hasn't been horrible. He's been manageable. He hasn't been exciting. He hasn't been terrible. So it's not the easiest decision just to move off him right now because you don't know what you're going to get with Kenny Pickett. And there's going to be a learning curve when you put a rookie quarterback in. There's all kinds of things that you have to go through with a young guy that you're not dealing with Trubisky. Now, the upside is the unknown. You're hoping that Pickett's going to give your offense a chance to take a leap from where it's been the last couple of weeks, but there's just not anything compelling enough to make that change right now.
All right, so Jerry Jones, as he's prone to do, likes to talk. I would prefer, if I was a coach, not to have my owner be talking, because then you got to apologize or address what the owner said, and I'm not a fan of it, but it's his team. So Jerry said this about Cooper Rush. Listen.
Wouldn't it be something if you had a dilemma as to which way you go? You do that if he gets 10 wins. Same thing that happened with Prescott. I think like that.
So you'd want that? You'd want that controversy?
Of course I would.
Okay.
Of course that means we'd won. If it comes in there and played as well as Prescott played, Rush played that well over these next games ahead, I'd walk New York to get there.
Oh, boy. Listen, I get wanting your backup to play well. I don't think I would tell everybody I'm looking for a quarterback controversy. How did that land for you?
I don't mind it. I actually don't mind an owner that talks because at least you know where he's coming from, and you're not going to get sideswiped by something out of the blue. He's pretty transparent with how he feels. And why wouldn't you want your backup quarterback to go in and do great things and have somebody like that on your bench? Quarterbacks are currency. They're not going to move off of Dak, but if you get a great backup, you could potentially do something with him. I don't think this is a Drew Bledsoe, Tom Brady situation by any stretch of the imagination, but it's always a good thing if your backup comes in and can win. I wonder about the 10-game thing. I thought Dak was going to be back here in the next week or so.
Yeah. By the way, former Jets coach, Flacco won. Here comes Zach Wilson. And I said, I was not a huge Zach Wilson fan coming into the league, a little small, little hero ball. He's been hurt in back-to-back years. He's got a slight frame. So when Zach Wilson comes back in a week or two, how patient should the Jets be? When do you start having private phone calls driving home with the owner?
Well, they're going to have to be really patient if it continues along the same way that it has. I think Joe Flacco's at about a 90 quarterback rating, and he's experienced. He's won. He gives him a chance for deep balls. Things have gone fairly well. So there's no guarantee that when you put Zach Wilson in, you're getting upside. If anything, you're really wondering about that. It's totally different than Kenny Pickett because you've got a year of information on him and he's coming off an injury. So the nice thing is you can let him sit longer, justify him sitting longer, as long as Flacco continues to play well and give him a chance.
So listen, I'm not a coach, never been a coach. I've always said I can't tell, a good coach from a very good coach. I'm not in the room. I thought Belichick was amazing, and then Tom leaves, and it's not nearly as amazing. But I can see bad. I can watch American Idol and go, that person can't sing, right? I can go to a steakhouse. I can open a bottle of wine. I don't know anything about wine, but I can open a bottle of wine and go, that's a lousy wine, right? So I'm watching Cleveland, and this is what concerns me. You coaches usually solve your side of the ball in the first year. Lincoln Riley, Sean McVay, Sean McDermott. You figure out your side. That's what you know, and I get that. What worries me about Denver is Nathaniel Hackett's an offensive coordinator, and they're terrifying situationally. They're burning timeouts. And I'm like, with Russell Wilson and good backs and receivers, it's not supposed to look like this. I would get if the defense had holes. Shouldn't I be concerned that his side of the ball looks disorganized and disjointed?
Yeah, there's a lot of concern there. There's concern for the number of penalties. There's concern for the time management, for the delay of games, for all of those things. There's learning curves for coaches too, but you should be able to get the plays in on time on a consistent basis, especially with a veteran quarterback. He's got an unbelievable advantage to have a guy like Russell Wilson there. That's a coup if you're a first-time head coach to have someone like that. So it should look substantially better than other rookie head coaches, and not the opposite of that. And it didn't get better in week 2. It's going to have to get a lot better here in week 3 before the people that are above him start pulling some cords. Yeah.
By the way, in that game, the Niners, they go back to Jimmy Garoppolo. So I was saying this earlier to Channing Crowder, is I have defended Jimmy for years because I believe in San Francisco's offense. They don't need somebody they need a distributor. Just get the ball to the guys. Kittle after the catch. Debo after the catch. Now Brandon Ayuk after the catch. The offense is, that's why he liked Mac Jones out of college. The offense is built for a quarterback that's accurate and distributes. He doesn't Lamar Jackson's obviously better than Jimmy, but he may not work in this offense because he's so gifted athletically that he would run out of place. Aaron does this from time to time. He just moves out of completions. And I look at San Francisco and I think, if Jimmy Garoppolo had never been hurt, could I not argue he's almost perfect for this offense?
Yeah, and when you look at his track record, the track record says that he's almost perfect for this offense. And as a head coach and as an offensive coordinator, you want to be able to run the plays the way the plays are designed to be run. And you want to read the defense and you want to get the ball to the right place. And that's what makes guys like Tom Brady and Peyton Manning and the ones that understand not only what you're doing offensively, but what's being done defensively so good. When it starts becoming recess and everybody's running around, it's hard to evaluate how well you execute, how well the plan was that was put in place. So a guy like Jimmy allows this offense to run the way it's supposed to be. The downside is the lack of upside, and you're probably not going to get the explosive plays. He's not going to go win games for you, but for the most part, he's not going to lose games. And look, so many games in the NFL are lost. They're straight lost, not necessarily won. And he's been really good at, for the most part, not doing that.
Yeah, if you believe your system is superior, what you don't want is somebody losing a game for you because you believe you have a 60-40 coaching edge, and so Jimmy doesn't have to save the day. Jimmy just does. So I get, especially offensive coaches, I really do believe McDaniels and Shanahan believe this offense is going to win games. Just don't turn the ball over. It's going to beat 90% of this league most Sundays if you play clean.
Yeah, they 100% believe in their own abilities. They 100% believe in their offense. And the feeling is you go in and do what I tell you to do and go through the progressions I give you, we're going to win. We're going to score a lot of points. Where we get into problems is when you go off script.
Right.
And that's what those guys don't want.
All right, so Matt Castle said this week, he said, the Bill Belichick I know would not let Jacoby Myers go out and question the offense publicly. The Bill Belichick I know has a plan. I can't figure out their offense. DC now, Matt Patricia running the offense, Joe Judge. You know his management style. It's a little bit of an enigma wrapped in a riddle. Nobody can quite figure it out. You know Bill better than anybody I know. What do you kind of make of what they're going through right now?
Yeah, I heard you talking about Bill yesterday where you said that he changed. And I don't know many people in their 70s that change. If anything, they become more ingrained in what they believe in. Bill has not changed. There's been one comment from one guy. There wasn't comments before. There haven't been comments after. And you're not going to see any more comments. That's been handled. That's been addressed. And there is a plan, and there is a consistent plan. And I can promise you the money hasn't changed him. The fame hasn't changed him. He's been wealthy since he was in Cleveland. So the additional money, it means nothing. And as you get older, you get more ingrained in what you believe in. There is no chance that that's changed.
So you're saying as I get older, I'm just going to keep blabbing about sports and think I know everything?
You are one. The money's not going to matter. The fame's not going to matter.
Yeah.
As you get older, you're going to keep doing what works.
Yeah. Rolling out of bed and having bad takes. Good seeing you, Eric. Have a great weekend.
Good seeing you, too.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.